when Matthew Perry was here, he said that Courtney Cox Arquette was a better kisser than you are.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
She got back at him. You never have these problems on your sets, of course.
Never.
Never.
I've never ever had a technical difficulty.
All right, I'm really.
Well, Reggie, as I said before, welcome back to Dallas.
Great to be back.
I'm sorry that I wasn't able to visit with you when you were shooting the film, but you had enough problems without me hanging around.
I would have looked to you for answers.
Oh, me. Have you ever had as many, I don't know if you call them problems or interruptions or whatever, but have you ever had that kind of trouble with any previous film?
Every movie creates a set of, obstacles in your way. Movies are war. And the real test of a director is not what are you going to do, is what are you going to do then? What are you going to do now? So after 10 years in the game, I'm used to it.
So you have plan B, plan C, plan D.
Yeah, I'm through most of the alphabet with my plans.
And you have a sense of humor. I think that's your real solution right there.
Well, when you're making comedy, it helps to have the sense of humor about it all.
Absolutely. As you look back on the Dallas experience, and we'll put aside the interruption for the moment, but as you look back on the Dallas experience, what are you going to remember 5-10 years from now?
I tell you, the warmth and the hospitality of the people of Dallas and Fort Worth. They were really, really wonderful. Shooting in Los Angeles, so many residents get very jaded, but the spirit here was incredible.
And cooperative?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you an example. We were shooting at Ross Perot Jr.'s ranch. Not only did he let us film there, but he had a big Texas-style barbecue for us with this giant hunks of meat and a live band, and Ross flew down in his own helicopter that he piloted himself. It was amazing.
And all this just to say, we're glad you're here.
I know. I was flabbergasted. Another location, the family actually cooked the crew dinner. We said, "Oh, we have." They said, No. We want to show our appreciation. So time and time again, the people were really, really nice.
Did you use some of the Texas people in your crews?
Oh, absolutely. We had major representation of Texas crew, and of course, a wide range of Texas actors who give wonderful performances in the film.
We have to deal with the fact that Matthew had to leave about 3/4 of the way through the film and went into rehab. And he was gone for how long before you could start tooling up again?
He was gone for a short period of time. I mean, for me as a director, there's so much to do at any given time. It's really no downtime at all for me. And at that point, we had so much great material in the can that the studio was like, look, don't worry, we're finishing this movie.
So during the downtime, were you editing or what were you doing?
Exactly. I went into the editing room, and it was actually a great opportunity to get a look at the movie, see what we had, and be ready for when we got back on the horse.
So that time period was what, a couple of months, 3 months?
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of months? Yes. And you were able to get everybody back online?
Absolutely. That was the nice thing, that the crew was behind the project 100%, and everybody came back, and we finished the job we started.
Did you see the thing with Matthew coming, or did it hit you as a shocking thing?
Matt's a total pro, so every day was great material. He would show up and deliver great work. So, that's what we saw. We saw a guy making a great movie, delivering a fantastic performance.
Did that interruption, Reggie, have any total effect on the outcome of the film?
I'm telling you, we have tested this movie in front of audience after audience after audience. And the response that we're getting is that this is a fun romp. And, they just plug into the storyline of the movie. They're laughing, they're joking, they're just on the roller coaster ride. So it has absolutely no effect.
During the making of the film, were you at all concerned that anything in it would be offensive to Texans or Texans would take umbrage?
Well, we try to be equal opportunity offenders. So we insulted Italians, the British, Texans. We tried to really, just really poke a finger in everybody's eye.
I think the one thing that I have heard people comment about the most is the Sparky poster.
Yes.
Welcome to Texas, or Sparky welcomes you to Texas. Now, what's the deal with that poster?
Well, it's one of those transition scenes where we're going from New York to Texas, and we needed to tell people we're in Texas. The obvious way is to have a little, subtitle that says Dallas, Texas. And I said, that's boring. We need a joke. So I said, why don't we have a sign, a welcome to Texas sign, and have it a little colorful. Texas is known for its liberal use of the death penalty, so I thought, that's one way to let people know where they are.
And so if the Texans take offense, you're ready for it, huh?
Yeah, my plane leaves tomorrow, so they got to move pretty quick.
You'll be back in L.A.
Exactly.
There's one scene in the movie where Elizabeth is on, well, Matthew too, but Elizabeth mainly is on the baggage conveyor. Where did you shoot that scene?
We actually shot that here in Dallas at a factory that makes the conveyor belts for airports. And so they had this huge testing center, which was amazing. I've learned so much about what happens to our luggage after we see it. It's quite frightening. But that wasn't enough for us. We added even more stuff to make it as outrageous as possible.
And Elizabeth, obviously, the way it's shot, we can see that she does some of that herself.
Oh, absolutely. Matthew and Elizabeth are going around this conveyor belt, which is quite a scary and dangerous device. In fact, when we're doing one of the test runs, we're one of the crew members. I don't know if you've in the scene, there's a kind of big smashing thing. So that was supposed to be turned off, and the crew guy went through, and it was like bam, and he was like, oh! I was like, yep, that's dangerous. Got to watch that. So, oh yeah.
And Elizabeth was ready for it.
Elizabeth is such a great sport. She is a beautiful woman, obviously. She's an icon. But she's more than happy to hop off her pedestal and do a pratfall and get her pants torn off.
Well, it's a very effective scene and funny. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Did you use stunt doubles any place in that scene?
Yeah, there's a few places where, legally, you can't put your stars in that much danger because it's like, look, there's insurance needs. They have to be able to show up the next day. But I was surprised about how game Matthew and Elizabeth were in terms of doing their own stunts. There are scenes when Matthew was running while being chased by a giant monster truck. And, it's like, wow, you're being chased by a giant monster truck. If you slip and fall, that would be bad. But he was game.
Did you actually have to set that up, or was that event going on anyway?
We set up our own monster truck rally. And, of course, we said, okay, this has to be the biggest, baddest monster truck rally ever. In fact, first we set it up to monster truck specs. And then my stunt team said, oh, no, we can make it scarier. So we had bigger heels and bigger wheels and more outrageous everything.
But that was shot at Reunion Arena.
We actually shot that in the Fort Worth Arena.
Ah.
The interior of it, yes.
Yes. Out at Will Rogers?
Yes, at Will Rogers.
Yeah.
And we made sure to rub the nose before we shot every day. Good luck.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Cedric the Entertainer, because he's a major player in this.
Absolutely.
And was it written with him in mind, or how did that come about?
It was not written with him in mind, but once I read it, I said, this is for Cedric. Now, to be fair, whenever I read any script, I look for a part for Cedric, because I think Cedric's just a brilliant comedian. They don't call him one of the kings of comedy for nothing.
And so you just presented it, and he was ready to go.
Absolutely. And when the producers saw the first day of dailies with Cedric, they were like, they called me up. Oh my God, Reggie! Can you think any more stuff? This guy is fantastic. I was like, I told you.
Now, who thought of the costumes for him?
Our costume designer, Francine Tanchuk, has a great imagination. I work with her on several films, including Boomerang, and she and Cedric have worked together before, so she knew exactly what I had in mind. She knew exactly what Cedric had in mind, and she really delivered the goods.
Well, all I can say about it is when Robin Williams sees those suits, he's going to be so jealous.
Don't you think? You know, red patent leather, the bright blue thick and thin sock. That's special.
Indeed. Well, Reggie, thank you for coming to Dallas. And are you currently working on a film, or you got something?
Well, actually, I just finished shooting an episode of the Bernie Mac Show last week.
Oh.
And we're also developing some animated shorts for Cedric the Entertainer's new TV series. So I'm keeping busy.
And you have a feature kind of?
Yeah, I'm finishing a script now. It's actually going to be a political comedy. So whoever I didn't offend with the Texas sign is really going to be offended when they see the next movie.
Okay, we can hardly wait.
There you go.
I'm sure you'll have a Texas politician in there, or a Texas president.
You know, I'm not saying anything now, but yes.
Okay, Reggie, you're great fun. You can come back anytime.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And just keep a 2-shot all the way. Okay. Now, we're not going to see his lips moving.
Yeah.
Can you move over a little bit? Because that makes it a
Okay.
problem for the editor.
Okay.
How's that going to be?
Ready.
Is it okay? All right. Reggie, did Matthew's delay? Let me rephrase. Reggie, did Matthew's interruption of the film have any impact on the outcome of the film?
Not at all. You know, Matthew was a complete pro. He delivered the goods every day. And when you look at the final product, audiences and test screening after test screening seem to love it.
Okay. When Matthew had to leave the film abruptly, did you see it coming, or was it a shock to you?
It was a shock to everyone. Matthew comes to play every day. He comes in, he does great work. We were happy, the studio was happy.
While you were making the film, did you have any concern that certain things might be offensive to Texans?
Try to be equal opportunity offenders when it comes to our film. We try to offend Texans, Italians, New Yorkers, British people. Pretty much anyone we can poke at their eye, we'll go for it.
Okay. You speak about the hospitality of the Texans. Give me some examples.
Well, we filmed a portion of the film on Ross Perot's ranch, which is huge. And not only did he let us film there, but he threw a huge Texas-style barbecue with giant chunks of meat and a live band.
That's fine. Were there any Texas filmmakers involved with your picture?
Absolutely. We had a fantastic crew from Texas, and of course, many wonderful actors from Texas as well.
Where did you film that baggage conveyor scene?
We actually filmed it here in Dallas at the factory where they make conveyor belts. The folks at Rapistan, which sounds like a country at war.
Or a bad record label.
And there you go. A bad record label in a war-torn country.
Okay. Matthew and Elizabeth wanted to do that scene?
Yes, because they're nasty. I can't remember what I said back then.
That's all right. You don't have to remember. Okay. All right. Cedric the Entertainer. How did he come into this project?
Cedric the Entertainer is one of the funniest human beings on the planet. So I said, I want Cedric in the movie. And they said, Cedric who? I said, there's a little thing called the Kings of Comedy. They saw it and they agreed.
Okay. All right, hang on just one second, CJ. Okay, all right. I've heard some people taking a little bit of offense to the Sparky welcomes you to Texas. Now, how did that get in there?
Well, we had to establish that we were in Texas, and I thought that's the funniest way of letting people know where they are, not just geographically, but psychologically.
You're bad. You're really bad. Okay, I think CJ, that'll get it.